Hey guys, welcome back to VIP Shorts. Today we are deep diving into how thinkers think. Philosophy is like when you're wondering about things, like, why is the sky blue? Or, why do we sleep? It's not just something for really smart or quirky people. It's something we all do when we're curious. Imagine you're sitting quietly and start thinking, why do we do the things we do? That's philosophy. We all like to ask questions because we're naturally curious, like when you ask, why do trees grow? Or, where does the sun go at night? When you start asking questions like these and try to think about the answers, you're using your brain in a special way. It's not about finding quick answers, but about thinking and asking more questions until you understand. A long time ago, people in places like Greece and China also wanted to know why things happen. They didn't just want to believe things because someone said so, like in stories or customs. They wanted to think and find reasons. They would talk to their friends about their ideas, share thoughts, and sometimes even argue about it so they could learn new things together. That's how they learned, by asking lots of questions and talking about the answers. So, philosophy is all about thinking and wondering, just like when you ask lots of questions to understand the world better. There was a man named Socrates, and he was known for asking a lot of questions. He didn't write anything down or tell people what to believe. Instead, he thought he was wise because he knew he didn't know everything. Socrates liked to talk to people, ask them tough questions, and help them think deeper about things. He would have long conversations with people to figure out what they really thought. One of his students, Plato, wrote down these conversations, and they're called dialogues. In these, you would hear not just one idea, but different people sharing their thoughts, and sometimes even disagreeing. This helped them all think better and come up with new ideas. Other philosophers, like Plato and his student Aristotle, sometimes had very different ideas about big questions. Even though they didn't always agree, their discussions made people think more and come up with new ideas. That's why, even today, people still talk about and debate these big questions, because there's always something more to learn. Imagine there are some really smart people who lived a long time ago, about 2,500 years. They looked at the world around them, the earth, the sun, the stars, and even things like storms or earthquakes, and started wondering, how does all this work? Instead of just believing the old stories about gods, they wanted to find real answers. These people, called philosophers, asked a big question: what is the universe made of? This is what we now call metaphysics, which is a fancy word for figuring out what things are really made of and why they exist. Even though science has answered some of these questions, like what stars are made of, there are still big mysteries, like, why is there anything at all? Philosophers didn't stop there. They also wanted to know about us. Like, why are we alive? And what does it mean to be able to think? They also wondered how we know what we know. Is everything we learn from seeing and touching, or are some things already in our minds when we're born? To find answers, these philosophers used something called logic, which is like following a puzzle step by step to find the right solution. They wanted to make sure their ideas made sense, like solving a math problem. But since they used words instead of numbers, sometimes their arguments would get tricky. So they had to be really careful with the words they used. Over time, many people joined the conversation, adding more ideas and questions, and even today, people are still trying to solve these puzzles about life, the universe, and everything in between. Some of these thinkers are happy and like to look at life in a cheerful way, while others might see things a little differently, maybe in a more serious or sad way. When these people write down their ideas, some of them use simple words, while others use really big and tricky words that take time to understand. Reading what they wrote is like learning what kind of person they are. Some might make you smile because they're funny, and others might make you think really hard. The best part about reading these ideas is that they make you think for yourself. Even though people might not agree on everything, that's okay. It's like playing with puzzles. Sometimes there isn't just one answer, and that's what makes thinking fun. Just like when you try new games or discover new places, thinking about big ideas gives us a feeling of excitement and helps us learn more about the world around us. If you like our today's video, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Until then, stay curious, stay happy.